Peace family, Conjure Queen here, and I am chilling in the park right now. I wanted to show you guys something real quick, so I decided to turn on a live. But look, if you guys are ever in the woods or if you ever like walking where there's trees, I want to point something out to you, okay? There's something that's called a fairy hole, and you can manifest anything with this. And I'm going to teach you a little trick that I've learned working with the fairies, working with the fae. The fae spirits are very powerful, and they can help you to manifest any goal, any dream, any desire that you want. And having the fairies as your spiritual allies is definitely a big bonus, especially if you're a spiritualist and you're always working with the spiritual realm. And if it's a little noisy in my background, you already know I'm outside in Brooklyn. It's summertime and it's lit out here, so people around here be chilling, we vibing, playing music. But let me turn around, let me turn the camera around so you can actually see the fairy hole real quick. Alright, so you see that? You see that little slit in the hole that looks like a vulva, a vagina, a yoni? Well, whenever you see something like that by a tree, inside of a tree, that's what we call a portal, a fairy hole, right? No matter how big or small, what you can do is, if you can get a piece of paper, write down any wish that you want, right? And you're gonna fold it up and you're gonna put it inside of the slit. Now, what I like to do is I also like to give an offering. It could be pennies, it could be, you could leave fruits by the tree. Like, you can do whatever you want, but you want to give some type of an offering, right? Fairies tend to like that. You know, you have to give in order to receive. So that's what I do. I put my little notes, I put it inside of a tree, and then I walk away and I forget about it. And then next thing you know, literally probably within, they say that the sign goes 3 days, 3 weeks, or 3 months, right? 3 months being the longest that it will take. But I know that with people, let me flip this back around so you guys can see me. I know that with some people tend to manifest faster. Some people might get it the same day in a couple of days. Some people, they might need something bigger, so it can take longer. Sometimes a spell or a petition can take a spirit about, a month, 3 months to get accomplished. So just be patient in whatever it is that you're asking for. If you have any questions about working with fairies or fae, feel free to ask me. I'm here. I know we live right now, so feel free to shoot your questions. If you're watching this after the live, you can drop it in the comments, but I'm going to look at the questions. And just to let people know, fairies is not what people think that it is, like Tinkerbell and whatnot. Like, sometimes fairies are not so nice. Sometimes fairies are very moody. Sometimes fairies are tricky, right? Like, they got good fairies, quote unquote, and bad fairies. So just know what type of fairies that you're calling, what type of fairies that you're working with. If you're working with more so like the fiery, like Petro, fae, right? Just know that they're a little bit on a hotter side, and they will be classified as somewhat on a demons, right? Because in some spiritual paths, like in the Eastern mystery schools, they identify fire spirits being demons or oni, right? And that's a whole nother segment if we ever get into Eastern mysticism and magic. It's very interesting stuff. Yes, somebody asked me, have I ever seen fairies? Yes, I have, since I was a kid. And if you walk with fairies, you'll notice that they've been with you since you were a child. If you paid attention to the signs, whether you've seen them, heard them, they came to you in dreams. Some people used to see like orbs, the little floating orbs, right? Even though your eyesight was perfect, your blood pressure was perfect, you would see those little like floating orbs. Sometimes for some people it disappeared and they never seen it when they grew up again, but then other people are able to maintain their relationship with their fairies, right? And fairies also help you to tap into your inner child. If you feel like you've been, stuck into adulting, paying bills, working, not really having fun, working with the fairies will help you to, lighten up, to enjoy life and not take things so seriously. Yeah, fairies are, like I always say, any type of spirits that you work with, Do your research, study, understand them, understand their temperament, and see if it's something that you want to work with. Not everybody work with fairies. Some people, swear by it. Some people don't work with them, and it really is a matter of preference and bloodline. If your ancestors work with a fae, especially if they were like shamans or curanderos or root workers, people who dealt a lot with the herbs, minerals, and stuff, the fae taught ancestors how to work with the plant kingdom in order to prepare medicines and tinctures and poisons, right? But just like there's medicines, there's poisons, and they use poisons in order to destroy their enemies, and they use the medicines in order to heal their loved ones. So this magic or this knowledge is not evil or good, but it's just information. It is what it is. It's just energy, and it really depends on how you want to utilize magic as a tool. Somebody asked, how do you tap into the fairies? Well, there's a really good book called The Encyclopedia of Spirits. I actually have that on my Amazon link, and you can find it on Amazon, in the Amazon store. It's an excellent book, and it teaches you how to work with the fairies and how to work with different types of spirits, all different types of spirits from different timelines, cultures, backgrounds, all parts of the world. It's very interesting, and I think every spiritualist should work with that book. Okay, especially if you're a necromancer or a channeler. Somebody asked, what is my religion? I do not have a religion. If I was to have to choose a religion, it would have to be, my religion is truth. I am a seeker of truth, and I'm pretty much just learning, traveling the world, and learning different languages so that I can have access to different type of books and materials, so that way I can share it with you, share it with the family, share it with the public. There's a lot of things that they don't even have in English, but you'll be surprised at what you find in other languages in different parts of the world, and the type of information on mysticism, the occult, metaphysics, and just like overall life, right? Life and death. So it's interesting. I would just advise everybody to try or attempt to learn a different language, even try to learn Latin or any of the ancient languages, so that way you can have access to a whole different entire world, like a whole new magical world will open up for you. But my religion is truth, and I'm a seeker of truth, and that, whether that is I have to study all of the different religions and spiritual paths to figure out the truth, that's just what I do, and I enjoy what I do. So thank you for that question. That was an excellent question. And for those who don't already follow me, follow and subscribe to me on YouTube. I am Conjure Queen. And also, family, make sure that you give this a thumbs up or a heart and share this with a friend. As you may know, more people are waking up into their consciousness, and people are starting to open and develop their psychic abilities, so they have a lot of questions, so they don't know where to go, they don't know who to ask, or they don't know where to start. And I have a lot of videos in my YouTube channel that talks about the different steps to take, talking about my journey, how I got onto my spiritual path, and the tips and the books and the resources that I've used that helped me get to the point that I'm at today. So for those who've been following me for a while, you already know I always give books, I always give information, I always encourage everybody to do their own research and even question what I say, right? Because at the end of the day, your truth may be different from my truth and anybody else's truth. Nobody can tell you what your truth is. The only thing that I'm doing is giving you the tools and the resources to help you cultivate who you are, to help you remember who you are. Because at the end of the day, that's what all of this is about. It's about remembering where we came from, remembering why we came here, and then sharing and spreading that information as we go through this journey called life. But I'm going to leave you guys with that. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my park day. It's a beautiful day out here in Brooklyn. I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Once again, don't forget to follow, subscribe, and also let me know below, have you ever worked with fairies? What is your experience working with them? Have they helped you before? Drop it below. And until next time, family, Conjure Queen signing out. Peace.